our maximum position. And then we'd like our lead elbow to be tucked right in next to our oblique muscle. So now we can just use leverage to get speed, not muscle.
All right, and just look at her go now. Now she's well aware of how of where she was this morning, where she was on the leaderboard. She's currently in dead last right now with half on 11.25 meters. She expected herself to actually run that past 11.25 meters, so it's going to be all or nothing here with her performance. She's got to get. I would suggest you need to get through 38 off and put a decent score on 10.75 to stand any chance of moving on.
Yeah, I would say the same, Tony. And a shout out to a buddy of mine, Chris Rossi. I actually like the position Elizabeth's sitting in. She didn't do well yesterday. She's the first of 5, and she can go out and really, set the pace, set the bar high, and a lot of times that's what it takes, and you get to watch the others chase your score.
All right, letting it rip there at 32 off. Can't afford to put too much of a foot wrong. But the thing that I notice a lot is she really just shuts it down very early off the second wake into a pre-turn. It looks like she turns to a certain point, and then things just like grind to almost halt there prior to a turn.
Well, she could be a little bit more quiet with her feet, but what she's doing is, if you're a tennis player, you want to go out and hit out, and that's exactly what you saw her do there at ball 1. The tip of the ski never budged. It never moved up or down, same as at ball 2 there. So she's hitting big now, sort of over-hitting, if you will, preparing for a much more aggressive line for the 11-meter, which would be their 4th pass coming from that end. So if you're sitting at home going, yeah, she kind of over-skied that, a buddy of mine, Jarrett Llewellyn, watched me from the boat years ago, and he sort of observed the same thing. And then once you get to that 4th pass or even 5th pass, you've already been hitting out or turning and taking a lot of load. So
yeah,
you don't have to reacclimate, if you will.
Some of our skiers are hanging around the dockside area, just getting mentally prepared for the task at hand. This is at 35 off. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, a little bit of a hit there on number 2, but she effectively takes that down. Round number 5 and number 6. There we go, at 32 off for Elizabeth Montavon. Now this is where it starts to get a little tricky for her. 38.
Well, that was just business as usual. She absolutely rips the back of 1, which we want to do as a slalom skier. We want to have the tip down. We want to be moving forward, and we want to finish in a stack position, which we just saw. Really, really good. She creates so much space at 2 that she knows she can check down just a little bit, make sure the tip comes underneath the line, and she gets back to that stack position. And then we're going to see the same action again at 3. As I mentioned, like a tennis player hitting out, or like a golfer letting the hands turn over and letting the club head go through the ball. That's exactly what she's doing here. Really, really, really nice pass.
Can't fault her any which way on that particular effort, managing to get through that particular pass of 12 meters and now 38 off. This is where if she wants to make a run at this and try to make it through to next round, it's got to happen now. But it all starts with the pullout. Here comes Elizabeth Montavon. Yes, gets the number 1 she needs. Round number 2, a little bit down course. Round number 3, yes, she gets the 3. Round number 4, okay. She nods her head and thinks, okay, that might have done it for her. It means that the likes of Brianne Dodd and Alice have got to slalom more than their score, and definitely more than 4 than the one from Elizabeth Montavon. So not the clear pass that Elizabeth wanted, but far enough down to where she could potentially move on.
Well, she certainly put some pressure on the next 2 girls, and what they have is backup scores that will top Elizabeth's backup score. So her score at 4, if another one of the ladies matches with the 4 and they've got the better backup score, then they'll move on. So that's where I know deep down she wanted to run that pass. She's capable. I've seen her doing that, and we're actually going to get to have a word with her right now.
All right then, as Brienne Dodd gets ready to go, and we've got Elizabeth Montavon getting situated and stuff like that. But we'll take Brienne Dodd in at 14.25 meters to start off with, and then we'll have a quick word with Elizabeth. Not looking too bad. Now she knows that the cut line has moved. Brienne Dodd yesterday scored 2.5 at 11.25 meters. And no, she didn't smoke any of the camera buoys this time around. But there we go. That is Brienne Dodd. She's going to pull out to shorten to 13 meters. And we're going to be having a quick little conversation here with Elizabeth Montavon. And as she watches Brienne Dodd. So Brienne, Elizabeth, how you doing?
Morning, Tony.
Yeah, good morning. Okay, you certainly look a lot happier coming off the water now than you did in the previous round. How do you think you did?
You know, the best I could ask for was to bump that cut line up a little bit today. You know, throwing down a big score this round doesn't necessarily mean anything. The point is to make it to the final, so I hope that 4 carries me through. If it didn't, I still had a great experience. The boat was great, lake was great, everything was perfect, so it's always a learning experience.
Some nice takeaways there from Elizabeth Montavon. Now, on the first couple of buoys on that particular pass, it kind of seems to me that you were, I don't know, easing off a little bit from the type of attempt that you would make to actually run the pass. You were more concerned about creating a higher cut line score rather than going all out to actually run the pass.
Yeah, you know, I was a little bit nervous about that tailwind. I wasn't sure if it was going to push me too fast. So I popped up a little bit early into one ball, and that really set a fast tempo.
All right, excellent stuff. And great skiing there from Elizabeth Montavon. We'll let her get dry. And remember, remember what Elizabeth says. Instagram is for millennials.
Thanks, Tony. Thank you
no
so
worries.
much.
All right then, so we just heard from Elizabeth Montavon, who scored 4 at 11.25 meters. And Brienne Dodd has gotten through 14 and 13 meters now. Let's see what kind of play she can make on 12. The cut line has been revised, folks. It's going to be 4 at 11.25 meters. And anything above that will put said skier in a good position in order to make it through to the next round. But it's ABCs. You've got to get to that pass first. And right now, Brienne Dodd is going to be staring 12 meters in the face as soon as she makes her way around that turn island and approach the course. So, and my good friend from Austria, Volker, is watching in. Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate your support. Coming in. A 35 off 12 meters. Needs to start. Gets it. Round buoy number 2. There we go. Smooth as you like here. Nice. There we go. That's 12 meters. That is Brienne Dodd. So Brienne Dodd, let's see what I can tell you about her. She's originally from Alberta. Actually from BC, I do beg your pardon, from Surrey in BC, which is in the suburbs of Vancouver. And currently living in Palm Bay in Florida. Alice on the starting dock, getting ready for her turn now. She's just seen her cut line score being degraded now to a score that currently is in 4th place right now when you consider the previous scores that we've seen from round 1 and include Elizabeth's score in round 2. 3 at 39.5 off is the personal best for Brienne Dodd, but it's been a while since she's actually gotten to that kind of level.
Well, yeah, she's a new mommy. She's got her little girl Aria here, up in Daddy's arms, Mr. Ryan Dodd. So yeah, it's kind of a freedom for her to be out here.
All right, there you go. 38 off. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Can she get it? Does she make... Oh, it's a... No. That's a 3.5 right there.
Wow, she knew what she had to do, Tony. So that's sort of an advantage being seated higher than Elizabeth. But as we mentioned, Elizabeth, her advantage was to get to go out with sort of no score on the board and a bit of freedom not having a backup score.
All right, then. So it looks like in amongst all of that, and I'm sure that Brianne wanted to save her shoulders in order to be able to hold Aria after a set. But look at this. Does she even yeah, I'm not even too sure that she actually made it outside buoy number 4, but they gave her 3.5, and now it seems that Elizabeth Montavon is one potential score away from advancing.
That's it. We're down to, as we mentioned earlier, the third skier will determine the cut line, and that's going to be our next skier, Alice Bagnoli from Italy.
So, from Italia, it is Alice Bagnoli.
So that makes Alice's going to have to make her score better than yesterday. She put 3 at 38 off or 11 meters. So she's going to have to go a half buoy better, and then she will have then the better backup score than Brianne.
All right, let's see what she's got. And certainly at this point in the proceedings, anyone who's cleared 38 off in 11.25 meters has pretty much locked their spot through to next round of the competition, but it's based upon what we've seen so far.
Well, and you're in this third position that Alice is. You're almost like, well, hey, I'm happy that there haven't been 2 scores of 2 at 10.7 put up before. So the fact that 4 at 38 is the best score. She actually only has to get 3.5. So, she's almost, in a way, got a little bit of an advantage, knowing that she's got to get that, and she doesn't have to run the 11-meter pass. We do have a little bit of a breeze blowing this morning, but as I mentioned earlier, it's a nice little head tailwind. So the skiers at this point are having a headwind on their first pass, and a tailwind from what is the west end, which is where she's coming in from right now.
Okay, it looks like we got a reassessment of Brianne Dodd's score. It is 3 at 11.25 meters. So they probably took a look at that video and said, hey, what's up? All right, here we go. This is Alice Bagnoli. Oh, look at this. 32 off. In the back of her mind, there is that score of more than halfway down, 38 off, that she needs to achieve in order to knock Elizabeth Montavon out of the reckoning.
Yes. To make this top 3, Liz's score of 4 becomes the mark. Even though Brianne and they could be battling, they've got 2 more on the dock, which are certainly capable of running the 11. They've already run the next pass, the 39 or the 10.7. So she's still got a bit of work to do. She's basically got to get to 5 ball, get her ski outside 5 ball to displace Elizabeth at this point.
All right you are, and we'll continue to monitor the situation as it transpires. We've got a whole bunch of people who are tuning in from Greece. Actually, some people in Cyprus now that are tuning in to this coverage. So thanks a lot to you guys, no matter where you happen to be around the world, as we see Alice Bagnoli, who I'm sure has some fans in Italia watching in on this. This is 35 off 12 meters. Oh, yes, throwing everything in the kitchen sink into buoy number 1. Round number 2, she is a lefty, which means that she can attack her 1-3-5 side turn. There you go. Oh, yeah, she was ready for battle right there.
No, that was nice. That's exactly what we planned for. I mean, she wanted to go out. She wanted to make that pass. Now she gets a shot. So awesome skiing. And, hey, a shout out to my friends in Italy out at Riccetto. I was fortunate enough to ski there back in the World Cup in 1999 and had a huge battle with Annie Mapple there. It was a lot of fun. Great ski site just west of Milano. Also skied the Worlds there, Tony, at Idra Scala. Not such a nice site. It's
trust me, I skied there before in the Junior Worlds.
Yeah, quite a bit rollier,
big
big exposed lake, but huge fans show up there for water ski events, so awesome to be there.
All right, so our folks in Nicosia in Cyprus are watching us at about 6 p.m. in the evening. Those of you that are watching in Athens in Greece as well, their time is about 6 p.m. as well. So, some early evening viewing for our folks over there in the eastern part of Europe as they see Alicia Bagnoli come into the course. This is now 11.25 meters. Round number 1, a delay on number 2. Can she make a play on number 3? No! Wow!
You could tell there from her reaction.
She was skiing for 4.
She S-turned a bit too soon, and when we do that, we'll ski back into the to the wake with too much slack, and you can see once the boat caught up with her, it literally yanked her off her ski. It's really unfortunate because she knew she had done exactly what she needed to, because she was going to be able to advance past Elizabeth on a backup score, and now we're going to wait on the judge's call.
About there is where she realized, okay, I'm on
Got
track,
it done.
I'm fine.
Yep.
But you know, the S turn is such an art form. You know, you have to, it has to be practiced.
It really does, and every situation is a little bit different. The angle you come and the speed that you go outbound to the buoy is a little bit different. Maybe you're 2 miles an hour faster and 6 inches later than you were the last time. So it changes how soon we need to come back in, and then the same how much we need to come back in. We saw some of the men. It was Chris Parrish yesterday, which he needed the full 2 at the 10-2, and that little bit of a lack of tempo, and it cost him. We just saw that with Alice. We're still waiting on the score.
Yeah, so it is confirmed as 3.5, and which basically sends Elizabeth Montavon through to the next round of the competition. We're looking at a Jamie Bull right here.
You're exactly right. Elizabeth is already guaranteed one of our final spot.
All right, but basically on the basis that Jamie Bull and Manon Costard have already skied more than 4 to 11.25 meters. They produce scores into 10.75 meters, for crying out loud. They're already through.
They are already through. You're exactly right, Tony, based on their prior round score. So we already have our 3 finalists with the fact that in this second round, the ladies' second round score didn't knock one of these top 2 off of their spots. Then it was basically the 3 of them, and once Alice went 3.5, then that allowed Elizabeth with her 4 at 11 to advance into one of our final spots. Now we're just skiing for seeding purposes.
Yes, indeed. So Jamie Bull, who comes to us from North Bay in Ontario, in Canada, won the Hilltop a few weeks ago over in Hilltop Lake in Washington State. As we take a look at Manon Costard dockside waiting for her turn. Here is Jamie Bull.
You're going to watch Jamie. She's a real technician. We're getting to see the view from the boat here. when she allows the ski to finish, and then once she's in that aligned position, then it's just core strength, right through her oblique muscles. She's so well positioned that her body doesn't give it all. Therefore, the zero off, as we mentioned, the cruise control, if you will, and then her ski give her the speed, not her muscle strength.
All right, so this was 13 meters. That was actually 12 meters. So actually, Jamie Bull is out there just trying to sample the possibility, or at least to try out the possibility of going in on 13 meters and then attacking 12 for a second pass, or maybe that's going to be the minimum starting line length.
Well, probably for the final, it would be, and we already saw her and Manon make this move yesterday to the 13 meter or the green loop on the slalom line, and yes, they are warming up, if you will, for a final that's going to happen later. And the finals will be a straight up, we call it. So they will all three ski right in a row, and may the best lady win.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's have a look and see what Jamie Bull has. 11.25 meters, 38 off. Nice. Skis to a certain point, then just holds it. There you go, right there.
Wow.
Just wow.
Yeah.
Good skin.
Tony's looking at me, and I'm just shaking my head, because same as we saw with John Travers yesterday on an 11 meter or 38 off pass, we saw Jamie just basically toying with that. She would finish if there was a little loose line or the ski wasn't in the absolute perfect position. She has so much time and space, she's able to just hesitate. We call it our safety check, where she just knows she's got all the time in the world. She allows the ski in her forward movement to keep going, knowing that just like there at 3, she's going to be in that stack position, and that's going to give her speed. And just, wow, just dominated that pass.
You're right about that, and she's going to continue on to, what is it now? It's going to be 11.25 meters.
No, 39. She'll be at the 10.
39. Oh, yeah, 39. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
As we mentioned, there's a slight tail breeze from down there, so we'll see. They may, I'll get the word from upstairs if there's a 13-meter start or a 12-meter start for the final.
All right, then. Looks like we've got more fans joining in as Manon Costard is on the dock. Our good friend Ian Campbell, international boat driver extraordinaire, is tuning in from Spalding in Lincolnshire, which is about a 5-hour time difference from where we are, so it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon there. This is Jamie Bull. This is 39.5 off. Look at her go. She's round buoy number 4, round 5, and...
Come on.
Oh, no,
Come
it's
on.
round 4, round
Come on,
5.
Phil.
Look at this. Oh, hey! Oh. Thank goodness there's enough runoff.
Yeah, you know, she. I know she wants that one back. She's safety check at 5, maybe a little too much. Hoping she's going to be okay. She took quite the spill. Hopefully it was just a minor front flip, but wow, she did a lot of absolutely great skiing. Look at that one ball. Everyone in the world wants one like that. Even lefties want a ball one like that. And she got right into the middle where we normally are just in a management. Hey, how was the start? Well, hers was great. So we've got a real shot. And even here at 4, not bad. You see the hands come in slightly, just taking up that little slack. But she releases immediately. Tony, here we're going to see the fall.
Hello. Oh.
Yeah, hopefully there's no sort of strain in the Achilles or the calf. She let go knowing that she's missed out. But what she did, and one of my coaches when I was a young man, he would say, hey, that was Mike Ferraro, he'd say, hey, don't worry about it. You just had a really good look at it from that end. So now you already know what it's going to be like in the final. Woo. So just take that and don't worry about it.
All right, then. Next competitor up on the water right now and started in at 32 off or 13 meters. It is going to be Manon Costard of France.
she was in what we call a lean lock there, Tony, and
Yeah.
and she let go in time to save the total destruction, but she had weeds coming up and was a bit off balance, so she chose the graceful front flip.
Yes, indeed. Nice, graceful exit, and we'll try and get it. We'll try and get Jamie to have a quick. We'll try and get Jamie to have a quick word with her. If we can just bring her on over. But looking at Manon Costard, looking at the instant replay, 30 meters. This is as close as an automatic as you can get.
Hey, Alice.
All right then, so we are looking at one of our pro men skiers that will be taken to the water very, very shortly, but sitting next to me, looking a little disappointed, unfortunately, there, Alice. You got 3.5 when you needed 4 to make it through to the next round. That close, you know.
Yeah, I'm definitely a little bit disappointed because I knew I had to do 4 since my previous round was better than the one of Elizabeth, and I really went for it. Like I didn't stop for it. And I was running a little bit late, and I knew that since I'm a lefty and I was running a little late, I was going to blow out at 4 if I was going to turn in. So I decided not to turn in and like hold on to the slack, but I had way too much leg to hold it on. I'm disappointed, but I'm really happy because I was almost really close to the score that I had to do to make the finals. And I got 4th, so that's okay.
All right then, so we're taking a look at Alice's replay. We've just seen Manon go through 12 meters, and we'll feature her in just a moment. But let's take a look at this instant replay for Alice. We'll try and wind that on a little bit forwards.
I didn't have the best one though, but after 2, I was running a little late, but I was strong, and I remained strong in 3. And as a lefty, I knew I could turn 3 like a bomb, which I did. So then I was back on at 4. But then I just thought to remain straight and kind of tried to hold on to the slack.
And then right there.
I didn't realize that it was way too much slack to hold it on, and I tried, and then I collapsed.
Oh, you took it in the face, yeah. Absolutely. But
that's okay.
Well, at least you got a smile on your face to a certain extent, you know. And sit there for a moment because I do have one or two things to say. But I mean,
all right. Let's see how
we got Manon Costard. This is 11.25 meters. We'll take a look at this class in its entirety.
Here we go. 38.
Now Manon already assured of making it through to next round of the competition on the basis of yesterday's score into 10.75 meters. Yes, indeed, nails this one shut, and that is 6 at 11.25 meters. Now, although you didn't quite advance through to the next round of the competition, still got a little bit of a smile on your face. You know, you're progressing. You know, it just takes time to get to that kind of consistency and level.
Yeah, and for me, I define myself as a pro skier, but then there is Manon Costard and Jamie Bull and all the other girls that are such a great competitors. And even though I didn't advance to the finals, I'm really excited to be able to watch these girls fight on for the title. And look at Manon now; she's just cruising at 11. She's such a strong skier, and she has, I think, the strongest pull of the girls most of the tournaments, I believe.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I'm trying to get to that level. Manon came and Swiss a few times to try to coach me, so I'm definitely on the right way, and I'm surrounded by great people, so that's great for me.
Well, there you go. They're Alice, and not only a great competitor on the water, but a darn good director as well.
Thank you.
All right, then. Excellent stuff. Alice Bagnoli, she'll towel herself off completely as we now wait for Manon Costard to come into the course at 39.5 off. The best that we've seen is 4 from her yesterday. No, but the best score that we've seen at 10.75 is 5. That is by Jamie Bull. Look at this. Look at this. This is 39. Oh, and it's inside 6. So we got a tie. We have got a tie for the lead, but because but because Manon Costard had the better score in round one, her score becomes the tiebreaker when you compare the skier number 1 and skier number 2. And sitting next to me right now, we'll get her situated with the microphone, is Jamie Bull, who herself scored 5 at 10.75 meters. It is just so darn difficult getting around that buoy number 6, isn't it?
Man, it's just eluding
Darn.
us today.
Yes, indeed. Now, you won the Hilltop Pro-Am up there in the upper left-hand corner of the United States. Cooler water considered here. Do you actually feel that much of a difference skiing between that kind of extreme compared to this kind of extreme?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been down in the south for a while now, so I'm pretty accustomed to the water down here now, but definitely when I came from Hilltop down to the southern states, it's a big difference.
Yes, indeed. You've been in the South for a while. You're actually a student at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. You're about this close to be able to cook your own jambalaya and create your own roux, I would suggest. Any comments on that?
I don't know. That might take me a while yet, but...
All right, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Manon Costard is actually in the lead because of her backup score. Jamie Bull is in second, both with scores of 5 at 10.75 meters. So now that you're through and the top 3 are through, now what do you reckon it's going to honestly take to take this Travers Grand Prix title?
Oh, I think it's going to take something at 41 for sure.
Something on 41.
Manon's looking really good, and so I think she's definitely going to be able to make it through, and hopefully I can kind of put some pressure on her before she goes out in next round, and we'll see what happens.
All right, so fighting words there from Jamie Bull, and this is our open men's starting list, which will take place in a moment. So we're gonna replay you. We still got the clip, and we're gonna re-rack the replay and show you where things started to go a little bit pear-shaped at 39.5. I don't know whether you want to watch this or not, but
yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, but I mean, great conditions here. You have to agree.
Oh, always.
Here we go, 39.5 off. Let's see. Let's comment on this as much as you can.
I mean, it looks a little weird watching it now, but I mean, I felt like I had a super good start. I was pretty good out of 1, strong through the wakes into 2.
There you go.
Came out of 2 pretty well as well. Super good start. Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't really lose much angle, so it was okay. Again, 3 was okay. A bit of a hiccup on 3, which brought me late into 4, but I moved through 4 really well. And then because I got that load on 4, it kind of pulled me up early into 5, and I came off the handle early, and you see that right there. And I wasn't patient enough, and I just
Oh, there you go.
I got a little bit of slack in my shoulders ahead of myself, and I tried to load a little too soon, and then a little ostrich there, but
there you go.
It's okay.
There you go. You're used to those, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, actually. I've crashed a couple times in the past few weeks, and I usually never do. So.
We'll have a look from the boat, and then after we see this, we'll have a Manon Costard comment on her and said as well. But I mean, you sucked up the slack there. It's like that saying from Rocky. It's not how hard you can hit; it's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forwards.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, it wasn't looking too bad up to that point.
Just a little slow there, that little hiccup, and I started to move through and then lost my shoulder.
And then here's the ostrich.
Then I knew I was going, so I was like, I'm going to tuck and roll right now.
All right, then. Well, Jamie Bull, you're getting ready for the finals, okay? Congratulations to you so far, and best of luck going forward. Jamie Bull.
Thank you, Tony.
All right, then. Now, let's bring on Manon Costard, if we could. There we go. We've got our own conveyor belt of top professional athletes coming through here. We've heard from Alice, we've heard from Jamie, and now we're going to hear from the world supremo herself. Yes, indeed, Manon Costard. And, I mean, great skiing, a 5 at 39.5 off, but you really wanted all of it, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Always. But, yeah, I'm just missing a bit of my starts. I'm very happy to go all the way to 5 with the starts I had. I thought it wasn't so great to start with. So yeah, hopefully I work my gates out for the final.
Okay, we're going to take a look at the replay shortly. Oh, by the way, Krista Rogers gives her regards.
Oh, hello, Krista.
All right, so here we go. This is a 39.5 off. Good start on buoy number 1. Decent. You lost a bit of angle.
Missing a little bit of angle, yeah, at the end of the turn. Getting a bit late at 2, and yeah, I'm just missing a touch out of the turns.
There you go. How weird is this watching yourself?
It's good actually.
It's actually
because with the adrenaline you kind of forget what you just did on the water when you're at a tournament. So it's good to watch it back
and here.
Yeah, kind of.
You didn't want to go full Scorpion like Freddie Winter.
No, or Jamie. She scared me. Yeah, I was on the dock watching her, and it was a big crash.
Yeah.
I had my eyes popping out of my head. So yeah, I was really scared.
But there you go. So now. Jamie has gone on record as we look at your instant replay again, and we'll take a look at this. Jamie has gone on record in saying that it's going to take a score into 41 off to take this title. You agree?
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. We both showed that we're close to running 39, and yeah, I would be surprised if it doesn't take a score at 41 to win for sure. Yeah.
Great skiing from you once again. You are the world champion. You are the number 1 seed going into this final. You will start after Jamie Ball. What kind of advantage is that in your eyes?
Well, for the final, I'm not even, at least I'll know what score I have to do. For sure, it's an advantage to know what you should ski. But then at the same time, it's nice to be before and not really have to think about what the others did and just go and do your best. So there is pros and cons for both.
And now and also let's not forget Elizabeth Montavon as well. I mean, she's yet to run 38 off, but if she can get through 38 off and get her fairways down 39, that could throw a wrench into the mix.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be and she definitely is capable of running that 38, and yeah, it will put some more pressure, and yeah, it's gonna be a good final.
All right, excellent stuff. We look forward to it. Best of luck, Manon, as we continue on. We've got the starting list. We got Zane Nicholson going out first. He's on the water right now, followed by McCormick, Stadelbauer, Settlemeyer, Parrish, and the rest. Here we go. All right, here we go. We have got Zane Nicholson now.
All right, folks, into the front end.
And this is a 32 off start.
Coming in opening round. 32-meter line length runner-up at the national championships this year in the open men's slalom competition.
All right, not looking bad at all. And
where's my phone? Oh, there's
some great skiing there from Zane Nicholson. We've got so Zane Nicholson opening pass of 13 meters. All right, so we got 13 meters and looking pretty strong out there with Zane Nicholson. Now we're boofing it up right now to the old style Monday Night Football type crew. I don't know who would be each character. Maybe I'd be Howard Cosell. Maybe Wade would be like Dandy Don, and Zach here would be like Mark Jackson or something like that.
There we go. I like it.
So yeah, we've got Zach Warden joining us, one of John Travers' little childhood friends, and Zach's enjoyed like this awesome professional jump career, but he's also a heck of a slalom skier as well.
Yeah, well, it's fun to be back here. Know a couple things about going around some buoys, so happy to sit up here with you boys and walk you through a couple slalom passes. Zane on the water right now, 35 off. Really shouldn't be too much of an issue. I know he had a hiccup yesterday down the line at 38. I heard you reference to it yesterday, Wade, about kind of going home angry on it and coming back today fiery and ready to attack. So I'm expecting to see some nice aggressive skiing out of Zane today, getting warmed up through 32, 35, and then 38. Here's where he went down yesterday, but I think he's going to throw down today.
All right, we've just seen Zane Nicholson go through that second pass of 12 meters, 35 off. He is out of Gallatin in Tennessee, but makes his home in Milton in Florida, which isn't too far away from here, I guess.
And that right down the road.
Just down the road. An alumnus of Florida Southern College. his future plans involve medical device sales.
Well, his sister is already a registered nurse. Shout out to Allie. So, Zach, you and Zane got to be fairly close in age, right? So you would have skied a whole bunch of tournaments together over the years.
Yeah, Zane and I were only a few years apart, so whenever I was finally got all the older guys out of my division, Zane would show up as this young kid and then beat me in slalom again. And
we talked about his score from yesterday. We already saw Elizabeth sort of from the hole shot here, first out. She made it through. So, yeah, Zane's got that situation. No pressure, a little angry from yesterday.
And he's certainly capable of running deep down the line, as we see 38 off, 11.25 meters. Has obviously attracted the attention now of Jonathan Travers and Will Asher just along the dockside, and Adam Saddlemeyer and Benjamin Stadelbauer. Every pro that's about to go is taking a look and seeing, it's 6 buoys at 11.25 meters. Oh, and by the way, he can shoot as well, because he won the shooting part of this competition as well.
Well, he's a Southern boy, so I think the fist pump there, Zach, was more laughing at himself from yesterday, not, hey, wow, I just made 38 or 11 meters, right?
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, you're not really throwing the fist pump after 38. Maybe a 39 in some tough conditions, but yeah, no, I think he's having some fun out there. He knows he went down on it yesterday, kind of redeemed himself a little bit. Now here's the big money pass now. He's got to get through 39. And if there's anything I love watching about Zane is he is a scrapper, and he doesn't go down until the handle's yanked out of his hands. And reference back to the U.S. Nationals year, this guy ran probably what I would consider the scrappiest 38 I've ever seen in my entire life, and somehow got through it. So if he could put it all together today at 39, he needs to get a piece of 2 to really kind of put himself in the game for making finals tomorrow. He's capable of running 39. So
yeah, virtually no wind right now, and we talked about his 2 syndicate teammates, Will Asher and John Travers, wanting to have a look. He actually reminds me a lot of John, where maybe you see more movement than a traditional skier, but when they end up in a stacked position, that's all that matters.
There's the 2 that he needs, but past Pryor.
Let's go, Zane.
And that is curtains for him, unfortunately, there. He needed more than 1.5 at 41 off, and unfortunately comes up short at 39.
Yeah, same as the men's, Tony. We're going to be, as the women's, where they were going 5-3. We'll have the same ratio. We're going 10 men to a 6-man final. So by the time the 5th skier leaves the dock, that'll be our mark of exactly what the cut is.
Yeah.
Then our prior scores, our backup scores, as we call them from yesterday, will come into play.
Yeah, right now, as I have it, our 6th place person into the finals tomorrow, as of right now, would be Chris Pears with 1.5 at 41.
I was thinking CP was going to be our guy. Yeah, that's it. He's our mark.
But you've got skiers like Cole McCormick, Adam Saddlemeyer, Benjamin Stadelbauer, about to go now. So if any of those get past 1.5 at 41, then they could be seeing themselves through to the next round, unless Chris Parrish comes back with a score that betters their previous round score.
Right. Well, we'll be dealing with that with all the skiers afterward. But yeah, we already saw it with Elizabeth. She went out with sort of steam coming out of her ears, and she was able to advance. So, yeah, Cole and these next few skiers, they've got that advantage. Same Ben Stadelbauer would be really not so happy that he didn't, have a shot at 41 yesterday.
All right, Cole McCormick, who's been on an absolute tear over the last few weeks, Hilltop, Malibu Open, and this tournament, and kind of was on a pretty consistent vibe at 41 off, but until yesterday.
That was the first slip-up I've seen in, literally 2 years, Zach. He's younger than you, but you grew up around him, and man, the guy's been on this 2-year rise that he just keeps getting better every tournament.
Absolutely, and it's been insane. I've known Cole really my entire life with the McCormick family and being involved, and we were out here, and I could be wrong on this. I think it was a Wednesday night tournament out here. We were hanging out, and I start hearing cheers from the bank, and we're like, oh my gosh, Cole McCormick just ran 39, and I was like, no way. I didn't know, I didn't know he was that good of a slalom skier, and then ever since then, it's 39's been going down consistently and smooth, and now he's out there, absolutely just crushing it. And all season, Tony, he's been getting into 41 in adverse conditions and making it look really nice. solidifying himself on, with the other pros.
And I'm looking over your left shoulder there and seeing Chris Parrish. I mean, he's just strolling around like nothing, I mean, he's not nervous or anything. He's been through this too many times before to be nervous.
He's one of the legends in the sport, and so he's kind of been there, done that, so to speak. So I think I don't think nerves really get to him too much anymore. He goes out there and has fun with it, which is what I love about it.
All right. Cole McCormick's going to come back. This is 35 off 12 meters. Gets very, very nicely done off buoy number 1. Round number 2. Yes, and riding that new LaPointe ski to great.
Absolutely. I've seen him riding the ski for really all season, and it's exciting to have a new ski brand out there, and kind of pushing the limits of what technology and ski innovation is, and and Cole said something about it. It's working, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed. And Cole McCormick, he is age 24 from Lake Hamilton in Florida. Now, Lake Hamilton itself, I mean, has seen quite a few world-class skiers, ply its way down the jumps and slalom courses that have inhabited that part of Florida. But he's been skiing since the age of 8, and a graduate of the Florida Southern College, a software engineer by occupation. As a matter of fact, we're going to take a quick trip to the dock and see Wade. All right, we're back on now with Cole McCormick. As I was mentioning, he's a software engineer, and every time I go to a convenience store now, having heard what he does for a living, it makes me take a second look, and appreciate what's going on. Why? Because he works for a company that produces those scratch-off cards.
Well, I can blame Cole for my addiction then that I have buying those things.
You sure?
Oh my God.
Well, you better get with him after a while.
I won $100 one time. Now I'm in the hole.
All right, then back to what is going on in the water. That pass there is 11.25 meters, and making it look relatively straightforward. He's got that good leverage. He's stacked behind the boat, and that ski is really working for him.
No, it looks great. I really like how Cole. He attacks. He's got high hips and a really what I consider like a proud chest coming across the wakes. Very reminiscent when you see CP skis. Very tall, open chest, handle down, and then he's really able to get that ski across course so quickly, and then give him so much time at the buoy where it maybe doesn't look like he's taking really big turns and big hits, but he's getting side to side so quickly that that's his angle of attack, and it looks good.
Yes, indeed. And I tell you, I mean, looking very good out there. Little blip in his trend of running 39.5 occurred in one of the rounds of Malibu and the first round here. But let's see if he can get back on the good foot, regain his confidence a little bit, and go a little bit further down 41. Let's see 39. There we go. Handle up high, but he's more than capable of handling that. This is good to go. There you go. You can't hold him down for too long.
There you go. I know he'll be happy about that. I know yesterday getting 3 at 39 kind of probably got under his skin a little bit, Tony. But went out there today and, had a couple bobbles out there at 39. It wasn't the cleanest one I've seen from Cole, but what I loved was his attack on his 1.35 side. He was a little slow on 2.4 this pass, but then he got over to 3 ball, put himself right back in it. And I don't want to say safety checked for a little bit, but took it slow. He knew he was ahead in the game, and he needed just to chill out and get through 39. It's exactly what he did. Now here we are. He's coming in at 41. We know our scores from yesterday, kind of on that bubble mark.
Now setting the stall out here for our remaining skiers to come. I mean, you didn't honestly think he was going to settle with halfway down 39.5 off, did you? No.
No, absolutely not. Now let's see what he can do here at 41. Well capable of getting deep down in the 41. Let's see what he can do. He needs a good gate shot and that good 1 ball. He's a lefty coming in. He's got a great one, Tony.
Oh,
Over
look
to
at
2.
this.
Hooked up at 2. Can he get a ski
He's-
outside 3? He does.
Oh, 3.
Wow.
And 3's not bad.
That ties us for the lead. And
It
then
does, yeah, it does.
Ties our lead. Huge score. Biggest score we've seen in the second round. And then now we got to go back and look at yesterday. So he's pairing up a 3 at 41 paired with a 3 at 39. So for these boys like John Travers and Fred Winter, who are tied at 3 at 41 right now, their essential cut line would be past 3 ball at 39, beating Cole's backup score going into today's round.
And absolutely pulling out of his mind to get round buoy number 3. He skis for the wakes. And I'll tell you what, some great skiing there for Cole McCormick tying the lead. And Wade, who do you have at dockside?
I'm going to say that's going to put him in the money.
Hey, thanks, Tony. I'm here in the dock with Zane Nicholson, who was our first guy out, and way better than your score yesterday. Maybe not what quite you were looking for, though.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would have liked a few more. I had to start going, and I got to 4 ball and just was kind of going, hey, you're good, don't screw it up. And sure enough, there we go, you know. So, but it was all good. I'm happy to get a better score out there today. I felt really good. Driving felt good, boat felt good. Lake's skiing awesome. So I'm just happy to be here and doing it with all the guys. So, yeah.
Cool, man. Thanks, Zane. Back to you, Tony.
All right, back with the action. Our in-camera view. Nice shot of the boat driver, who is Scott Ellis, parlaying his talents to tournament driving these days.
No, I love it. I mean, I know Scott for a fact still goes out there and boosts big jumps all the time, but it's always good to kind of see some of the pros getting involved on behind the scenes with water skiing, and Scott going through the paces and what it takes to become an elite level driver and driving an elite tournament, especially for pro men's slalom. It's a pretty big accomplishment, and it's good to see Scott behind the wheel. I know he loves it, and the boys love having a familiar face in the boat, someone they can relate to, talk with at the end of the lake. That's what I really enjoyed about, slaloming, was getting down to the end of the dock and be able to, hang out with my crew, so to speak, that was in the boat. But here we go, Tony.
Adam Saddlemeyer. He'll be coming in on 30 meters as well. Scored into 39.5 off yesterday. And obviously, as you mentioned, with Scott Ellis parlaying his talents behind the wheel and other pros getting involved in the officiating side of skiing. YouTube up.
Yeah.
I mean, you're throwing all of those courses together and stuff across the nation. Someone's got to homologate that stuff.
Yeah, someone's got to get some new ski courses built and get them checked up. So yeah, JT and I have had a really busy summer. Traveling all over the U.S.
When we can, yeah, exactly.
Kind of sneaking under the radar, but getting some courses built and installed. We had one out in Colorado and Georgia, and a couple more on the books to get in before it gets too cold this year. But it's find the time to do it.
How does TSA look upon theodolites as you check those in?
I get screened every single time.
Every single time.
Every single time. They go, what is this? And I try to explain what it does. And I was like, the guys on the side of the road who got the cones around them? So that's one of those machines. Don't worry about it. Oh, okay.
Indeed. Adam Saddlemeyer having a look at 13 meters and getting ready for 12. And got some people in our online audience. Mike Hazelwood checking in and saying it's great to watch Ricky and Susie's kids ski so well. Well, I'm sure they would appreciate that sentiment. And thanks a lot for tuning in, Mr. Mike Hazelwood, MBE. As we see Adam Saddlemeyer, 35 off. All right, so looking at Adam Saddlemeyer at 35 off. He gets round 5, around number 6. And also watching on was Wade Cox and Cole McCormick, who we'll hear from right now.
Hey, thanks, Tony. I'm on the dock with Cole McCormick. And, Cole, that's a lot more like we've been used to seeing you ski. How was it out there?
Yeah, wait, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what happened yesterday. That was pretty strange. I mean, I had a good start and just kind of, I don't know what happened to 3-ball, but today felt a lot better. I mean, made it through the tailwind 39, and I had a decent start at 41. And was thinking I was going to get to 4, but I came a little narrow at 3-ball, so leave it for next round, hopefully.
Well, that exactly, because I think the judges gave you a 3 at 41, so that ties the score of yesterday's best score. So now we just got to sort of wait it out, as they say, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that'll get me to the finals. I mean, it's pretty perfect out there. Like, we've got a tail 139, so as long as you can get through that, there's a pretty good shot people are going to get 4-ball today. I mean, feels awesome out there. I mean, Scott's a great driver. We got the brand new 2021 Nautique out there. It's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, man, it was actually a bit of a shock to me. I saw the Rocket Man driving yesterday, and I'm like, that's who the boys would want, right? Somebody that's already been there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Scott's been driving for a long time, and he's super good. Always excited to see him in the boat whenever I go down to the starting dock.
Yeah, hey, there we go. Back to you, Tony.
All right, obviously taking a little bit of time before we brought Adam Saddlemeyer back into the course, having run 13 and 12. He's getting ready for 11.25 meters. Now, Cole McCormick's score has been revised to 2 at 10.25 meters. 2 at 10.25 meters happens to be the score for Cole McCormick. And just that one buoy less could mean a whole difference, you know, because now from being tied in first place, it now moves into a position just above Chris Parrish now.
Yeah, he's now tied with Tebow.
Yeah, exactly.
With the 2 at 41. So, I maybe wasn't paying attention as much as I should to the replay there. I thought it was a full 3, so my mistake for calling that a 3, revised down to a 2. But here we go. Adam Saddlemeyer coming back in, 38 off. This pass shouldn't really be a big deal for Adam, kind of feeling it out, starting to ski a little bit more aggressive, feel a little bit more speed under the ski. I thought yesterday, I watched the replay, he looked really good on his ski, and then he got that hiccup out of 4-ball yesterday and then got so far over the front of his ski, headed over to 6, and really just kind of lost all his angle there out of 5. And we saw that happen to a couple guys around that 5-ball there. Almost kind of 5-ball-itis, I like to call it. Kind of coming in, you think you're in the pass, you're good to go, and then that 5-ball comes in, and all you could think is in your head, hey, just take it easy, get the 6, and you almost take it a little too easy, and that ski stalls out on you. So I know Adam's going to be skiing a little bit more aggressive today, not going to let him check up at 5 again at 39, but let's see what kind of start he gets when we come back. 38 was beautiful, well-balanced, way over the front of his ski through the wakes there, getting that ski from side to side extremely quickly. Love to see that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in these early passes that really sets out the stall for our remaining skiers. We've got Benjamin Stadelbauer on dockside right now. He is one place below Chris Parrish at this point right now. Let's just assume for a moment that the cut point has been revised to that 2 of who was that 2 Tebow. Now, so we got 3 skiers potentially with 2 at 10.25 meters.
All righty. Saddlemeyer coming in 39 off. He needs to get through this. A little bit back on 1. Let's see. Good looking 2-ball there. He looks comfortable. He's got to stay calm. Nice 3. Get himself back in the game. Early to 4. Tight line around 4. There's the 5-ball he wanted yesterday around 6.
Yeah, there you go.
And there it was, Tony. He needed to get through that, and that was the same start I saw yesterday at 39 from him. But he didn't get nervous. He didn't hesitate like he did yesterday at 5. He powered right through there, and that's what I like. I like seeing aggressive skiing, not letting up until the pass is done. Good looking 39. And so yesterday, he's got a 5 at 39. Him and Benny are both sitting there. He knows the boys. Cole just threw out a 2. The boys are kind of log jammed up at 2, 2.5, 3 at 41.
Yeah. And now he's basically skiing against Tebow at this point because, if he gets round number 2 into the wakes, then Tebow has the better backup score and he will be ranked higher. So he's got to go straight out right now and ski better than Tebow did yesterday.
Correct. And so I got a feeling we're going to be testing our math skills here in a little bit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
But we'll do our best to do it on the fly.
Okay. You have the first round scores. I've got the second round scores. And maybe we can match in the middle somewhere.
All right, let's see what we can do. But more importantly, Saddlemeyer coming in 41 off. We know where he needs to get. He needs to have a big 1-ball. We can't settle for just a 1. He needs a piece of 2 and more. So let's see what he's got here for us.
Let's see if he can make a play on 3, but he must get the first 2 buoys prior to that. Oh, look at this. He's going to make that play. Does he get to the wakes? He's got a tie for the lead.
All righty.
Now we're going to have a look at that instant replay to see if he actually made it.
He took the 2-ball he needed. Been out of shape at 1. You'll see this coming in. I thought he had a nice skate shot here. Coming across the wakes. And then you see he gets a little slow and a little bit over, but he's able to get that ski back on edge here, nice and tall, through the front. A round 2, slam dunks 2-ball there. Now let's see here.
It's C3. It's C3. Oh, yes,
yep,
he gets it.
That looks like a full 3 for me. He gets back to the wakes, through the boat guides.
Yeah, that 3 was clean as a whistle.
Yep, that's going to be a 3 at 41 for Adam Settlemeyer. Now tying him for the lead with Fred and JT.
Exactly.
And
a
backup score at 5:39. So now these guys, who they're now tied with, need to start looking at 5 at 39 as their mark to beat. Anything beyond 5 gets them in to tomorrow. So,
all right.
Great skiing there.
Okay, let's join Wade Cox. Who do you have, Wade?
Hey, thanks, Tony. I'm on the dock with Tebow, Diane. We just saw Adam get 3 at 41 or 10-2, and it's seeming like that's going to be the number, huh?
Yeah, you asking me yesterday 2 times. I told you 3 should be the cut, and looks like it's going to be 3, yeah.
So we got Benny next, and then CP will actually be the one established in the cut line, so you will know what you need to do, right?
Yeah, I'll know what I have to do and try to do it and get into this final.
And you got a backup score, too.
As well, yeah, so it depends on me, basically.
Well, we know you got it in you, man. Tear it up, Tebow. Back to you, Tony. Thank you.
All right, so next skier up is going to be Benjamin Stadelbauer. Now, okay. Now, I've tasked you with the first round scores. What did Benjamin get yesterday?
Benny tied with Sledge with a 5 at 39.
Okay, so now, in essence, he's got to do more than Sledge in order to boost his placement higher potentially.
Exactly. So now
actually, in other words, take the lead.
Yes, but so getting a piece of 3 would tie him for Sledge. They would have the same as yesterday to today. But then it all goes down to what these boys who got 3 yesterday are able to do. If they're able to push it past that 5 at 39, they would supersede Sledge and Benny with the backup scores.
Yes, indeedy.
But with seeing the scores we're seeing already into today, with Cole already getting 2 at 41, Sledge coming out and getting 3, I think the boys are kind of hyped up. They're getting it dialed in. They got great conditions. A little bit of wind picking up from the west end of the lake down there, so it'll be a headwind off the dock for these guys. It's really not a lot. I don't know if it'll play into play too much in consideration. I think they're still going to take that 39 tail. And if there's any breeze, they'll be taking 41 headwind.
Yeah, I think basically the way the wind is working right now, it's like just fine grit sandpaper. It just takes the smoothness off. It's not really going to do that much serious damage to either how much speed they continue to have or whether they have stopping power.
Yeah.
Conversely, but
and speaking of those conditions, I always prefer. I can't stand. It is nice skiing on a perfectly smooth lake, but when you're in a competition setting, it is nice to have a little bit of ripple on the water or something, because that water, when it's so still, tends to look really movie, Tony. And so rather than focusing on your skiing and being dialed in, you start looking at the water and seeing things that essentially maybe might not be there. But
all right,
here we go.
Here we go, Benjamin Stadelbauer. This is at 35 off. He tied with Adam Settlemeyer in the previous round, and now he's seen Adam Settlemeyer get 3 buoys and essentially tie the lead with 2 other competitors. It's going to be tough, and we'll see if he's equal to it. That is Benjamin Stadelbauer, looking really strong, and the closest skier that I've seen to emulate in the late great Andy Mapple in terms of technique.
Yeah, Benny's got a really fun style to watch, and like you said, he does, very reminiscent of it, the way Andy attacked the course. And this guy's a technician, man. He studies and studies and studies, and I've had the opportunity to kind of sit at the round table with some of these boys at HO and the crew and just listen to them kind of go back and forth on different concepts. And
have you been to his workshop?
I haven't, but I've heard about it.
Yes, it's good. He's got like those whiteboards. He puts mental notes up there, ski settings, stuff that he wants to achieve each day, to get a little bit better, testing and what have you. So very methodical.
Absolutely, and speaking to golf, you look at Bryson DeChambeau and the way he's been killing it. He's a technician. He studies the game. He's a student of the game. That's what we've been seeing out of Benny these last couple years, and it's been paying off on the water. Here we go, Tony. 38 off.
Here we go. 11.25 meters for those of you outside the United States. Oh, getting a little bit down course off number 1, but I tell you what, he has got strength for plenty. There you go. The first third of the course wasn't perfect, but the second 2/3 was.
Yeah, and these guys are so good that for any one of us, 38 off a little bobble like that, and we're toast. But these guys are able to, stay calm, regroup themselves, and sometimes it's almost good to have a little bobble like that and remind yourself that you could get back in it. Especially going to 39. Maybe you don't have the cleanest start to the pass, or you don't have a great 2-ball. It's kind of feels good to fight it off sometimes and be like, I can handle that. I can handle that.
A little humility does go a long way in this context, I guess. Getting round all 6 buoys at 11.25 meters. Now it's crunch time, because this is a pass that he hasn't run in this competition yet. And yet he needs to run this next pass in order to stay in the competition potentially.
Absolutely. So I was watching yesterday, and I thought Benny had a beautiful 39 going, and then it was kind of the same thing we saw from Sledge. Kind of checked up at 5 there. That rope got on the tip of the ski, and that was really all she wrote inside 6. So if he runs that thing anything like he did 38, he needs to be aggressive with it, get off to a nice aggressive start, get himself ahead in the game before kind of getting down to that 5-ball that got a hold of him yesterday.
All right, let's have a look and see. This now is Benjamin Stadelbauer, 39.5 off, 10.75 meters. Little quick edge out. Now, getting broken over off number 1, but he can recover. He's round number 3. Good for 4. Broken off number 4, and even have 2 major errors, and he's still able to run the pass.
Wow, I didn't want to speak too soon, Tony, about saying, get a little behind and fight your way back into it. I wanted him to run a nice clean pass, but we looked at the fighter, and we saw here that ski came around so hard, got so loaded up, you could see his knees buckle behind the wakes, but he remains calm, stays on 2 hands, nice and long in the 2-ball. Gets a nice 2-ball here, being his onside turn. That's just huge. Gets himself back in it. Breaking at the waist a little bit breaking a little at the waist on 1, 3, and 5, but that 2-4 really kind of saved him on that one. Getting back, power behind the boat. Knows he has to turn 5 here. He does. Able to squeak that ski around 6 and hold on to that slack at the end of the pass. So, like I said, another skier through 39. We got that traffic jam over at 2 and 3 ball here today. Backup score 5 at 39. So in order to tie himself for the lead with Sledge, he needs a piece of 3. But
essentially the lead.
He would be taking the lead, but in order to even really kind of put himself in the hunt, he's got to, at the minimum, get a piece of 2 ball to even kind of give himself a shot at squeaking through for tomorrow.
Yeah, because Chris Parrish's score has already been beaten a couple of times already, so it's a bit of a logjam. All right, here we go. This is Benjamin Stadelbauer, round number 1. Look it and go. Swiss record is 4 on this. He's going to get the 2. There you go.
All right, so Benny unofficially looking like 2 at 41 there. We'll have to watch the replay. I'm pretty sure I saw a ski get around the buoy there. We saw the same 1-ball he had at 39. And unfortunately, at the 41, that rope is so short, and so you got to be so aggressive. It bent him out of shape here, breaking at the waist. That ski wanted to come around. You saw it go flat there. Really lost all his angle going over 2. It was everything he could do, to get around 2-ball there, which he does. Back to the wake. So a 2 at 41 for Benny puts him just behind Adam Settlemeyer. Mm-hmm. Also in a tie with Thibaut Diane. So, we're going to have to start working on our math, but I think, that's not a bad score to start, but any of these guys who ran 41 yesterday, they have to get past 5-ball at 39 to really kind of punch their ticket through. So great skiing from Benny there. Puts himself in, with the 5 at 39 and 2 at 41 for his total score.
All right, let's join Wade as he's got a special guest, a tied leader, Adam Settlemeyer.
Adam, so big score, man. That's sort of exactly what the doctor ordered, right?
Yeah, exactly. That was the goal since 5 a.m. this morning, and I'm glad it happened. So, yeah.
We talked about you got wife and the baby at home, and so almost like maybe freedom to come to the lake, right?
Yeah, I mean, I spent most of the day here yesterday just hanging out, shooting. You know, I came home and pretended like I'm tired, so I got a good night rest. But yeah, I love these tournaments. I hope Alex is not watching, but certainly more relaxing than running around to little kids and wife.
So we got CP next. So he's going to establish our cut line, but we talked about it sort of already this weekend. Tebow's going up next. That 3 number seems to be like a safe spot, though, right?
Yeah, first of all, for everybody else out there, I'm just kidding about Alex and my kids. I love spending the time with them. It's the best thing in my life. So let's set that straight. But yeah, I mean, 3 at 41, that's the cut. It's been the cut the last few years. You know, it's really the new go-to score, and I knew that's what I need to do. Yeah, we'll just. And any other day, it can either get you in or put you out. So we'll see what happens today.
Good deal. Back to CP and Tony.
Thank you.
All right. And with that, thanks a lot there, Wade, and thanks a lot, Adam. We're taking a look at the instant replay of 32 off. A little bit of time slippage in there whilst we were interviewing Adam Saddlemeyer. We're still able to bring you these passes via instant replay.
That's great. And, you know, then again, it is 32 off for Chris Parrish. We really shouldn't we shouldn't be too worried about it. We shouldn't be too worried about it. But just for you viewers at home, we'll let you see a nice, clean 32 off real quick.
Yeah, because seeing's believing, right?
Got to do it.
All right, so 32 off. Riding that new Omega Max, a new ski that's been brought out by HO Syndicate, and it's a ski that's designed for taller and more powerful folks such as CP, and also for skiers that ride at 55k more often than not. There is our rope tension. We're doing this by ratio, which means Benjamin Stadelbauer has just leaped into second with a 5-to-1 ratio. Corey Vaughan 5.5 to 1 ratio, still in the lead there with the rope tension. Will Asher in third, then Dayon, Travers, Winter, McCormick, Nicholson, and Saddlemeyer. All right, here we go.
All right, CP 35 off. This, like we said, Tony, should just be a walk in the park, getting it filled out, getting his hips through. What I love about Chris, and you know, being able to ski with him with Nautique for quite a few years, is you would think this big, powerful, you know, Chris being 6'6", really probably our biggest slalom skier on tour and has been for a while, is probably the lightest skier I've ever pulled behind the boat. You know, he's so efficient and tall on his ski. You really don't feel him behind the boat when he's driving. And you see it here in the replay. Not a lot of movement from Chris. A very still skier, always known for getting those hips rotated out around the buoy, keeping a nice tight line at all times. You never really see him struggling through a pass because he skis so efficiently all the time.
And it's really height-based leverage, isn't it? Because, I mean, you can have like a relatively short skier, like from way back in the day, like Aaron Larkin, and like shorter skiers like Terry Winter and Marcus Brown. You know, they have to work so hard off the buoy to stay on track, and because they're not all that tall, and it's basically strength-based leverage. Chris Parrish, his leverage comes from the fact that he like stands at those 6.5 feet tall.
Yeah, and so that's why you see it typically a lot of the shorter skiers tend to look a little scrappier. They get lower behind the boat, a lot more power generated behind the boat because they need to be able to generate that speed to get out to the buoy. Parrish is able to go out there and essentially with his mass that he already has is able to use leverage and kind of lean against that boat and get the ski to generate speed in that way.
Chris Parrish 38 off. Certainly not one of our younger skiers in this event, but I tell you what, his experience is certainly something to behold. There you go, great stuff. That is Chris Parrish.
Chris making it look easy. I mean, Chris is one of those guys, when he's skiing well and he's on point, I can't tell a difference if he's running 35 off or running 39 off. He attacks every single rope length the same way, the same style, where you see some other guys maybe ski a little conservative at the longer rope lengths, and then kind of turn into this generating more power and more aggressive into the later lines. CP, it is a mirror image between 28 off and 41 off. And so let's see what he's got here. A nice looking 38. He looks comfortable on the ski, riding the Omega Max. He looks solid, stacked in the water. 39, he ran a nice 39 yesterday. He was our first competitor to get into 41 yesterday. So let's see what he's able to do here. Needs to get through 39. He's got a couple guys ahead of him, but he's got a great backup score. So if he could get upwards and run 39, that would move him ahead. I believe would move him ahead of Cole McCormick, and then put him into close to a tie with Benny Stadelbauer. And then I think he needs to get maybe a full, maybe need a full 1.5 again to get ahead of Sledge.
All right, but essentially, I mean, Chris is in that position on the starting order with 5 skiers to go after him, where if he gets to a certain point at 41 off, then he knows that he's through to the next round of the competition, bearing in mind his backup score. Here we go. This is Chris Parrish, 39.5 off. Oh, he pulled up.
Just checking up there at 3.
My word.
I kind of saw he was a little slow out of 2 there. Didn't really get the 1. We'll see it here on the replay. And, unfortunately, Tony just not able to get down the course there. I know he's going to be frustrated with that. Just a little bit of slow at 1. Didn't quite got the angle in the 2. Tries to stay calm here. Slow again on the tail of the ski at 2. And then at that point, for being a bigger guy like Chris, it's a little bit tougher to kind of make up that ground as quickly as you can. And then that ski, at that point at 4 ball, he knows he's down course, and he's got to have that ski do something big, and he wasn't able to do it.
So here with Ben Stadelbauer. So, Benny, much better score than yesterday. Yesterday, we talked about you weren't happy with, but that's right on the cut line now, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, I think that is the cut line. When I actually went out, I thought Cole got a full 3, and then I just came back and told me he got 2. So basically, that's right about the cut line. So within the next guy, I think we're pretty much going to figure out whether that's in or not, which is a weird spot to be in because you never want to get in by the small door. It's better when you really do it and just get through, but it's not always perfect. So I guess I'll have to wait and see, which is not the most fun.
No, sitting in the hot seat, as they say in cycling. Yeah. Well, hey, man, you skied way better. Proud of you, man. Back to you, Tony.
All right then, folks, continuing right along, we've figured out at this point provisionally that Adam Sattermeyer's made it through to the next round of the competition with 3 at 10.25 meters. And there is a three-way tie for 2 between Benjamin Stadelmeyer, Cole McCormick, and Corey Vaughan. Corey Vaughan yet to ski at this time. And here is Thibaut Dayon, whom we just mentioned. Unfortunately, that eliminates Chris Parrish from future contention.
It does, and while we're looking at it here and looking at this order, I got Adam at 3 at 41. That's going to punch his ticket through to the finals. That'll make top 6, whether it lands him at 6th place or if he's able to get upwards to, higher in the ranks, because he's got the boys tied at 3 at 41 or 3 at 41 from yesterday's score. Now we have a score from Benny of 2 at 41 and Cole McCormick at 2 at 41, and Thibaut had a 2 at 41 yesterday. So, Thibaut, with the great backup score, he's already got the 2 at 41. In order to kind of keep himself in the finals, he needs to surpass a 5 at 39 that we had from Benny Stadelbauer.
So I double-checked, score to advance 5 1/4 for him.
Score to advance.
He needs 5 1/4 because he's tied.
Because he's tied at, with Benny. Yeah.
5 1/4 and you'll
All right, we're getting confirmation there. So he needs to, in order to punch his ticket through, he's got to get 5 1/4 to beat Ben's 5 from yesterday, both being tied at 2 at 41.
But do you think he's honestly going to ski just to that point?
No.
There we go. Especially if that quarter is essentially the 6th buoy and you've got enough room to make a play on it, you might as well run the pass.
Yeah, at that point, you're laying it out there, and you take the hit, and you try to get yourself maybe a little bit further into the lineup going into the finals later this afternoon. But that will be our score to beat for Thibaut out here. He's got to get 5 1/4 at 39 off to be able to punch his ticket into the finals. making his way through 35 off there. No big deal, clean looking pass. And, you know, I know you guys touched on it yesterday, and speaking to the incredible athlete that these guys are, I mean, not only are they out here contending for slalom titles, these guys are some of the best overall skiers in the world.
You're right.
And that takes something, you know, speaking, I skied overall growing up, and once jump started clicking for me, you know, I kind of gave the other ones up, so to speak, a little bit, and not really focused on jump. But these guys are dialed in and competitive in all three events on any given day, on any pro platform, which you don't see the likes of that too often. You know, Patrice Martin, Jarrett Llewellyn, some legends in the sport.
All right, let's go over to Wade. He's got a special guest.
Hey, I'm on the dock here with Corey Vaughn, who we just realized is our first finalist. So you get to go out on freelance mode, right?
Yeah, this is going to be great. I mean, it's just a record round now with great conditions. You know, getting to ski with some of the top in the world, just try to put on a little show and go for a score and have fun.
Well, and knowing that you're already in the finals, will you make any sort of adjustments, you know, now that you get sort of this practice round, if you will?
I'm going to go for max passes. I've still not had that many reps behind this boat, so the more feels I get, I think at this point just helps me the most for the finals. Then we'll worry about adjustments.
There you go, man. Have fun, Corey, and see you in the finals.
All right, thanks a lot, Wade and Corey. Corey, who's going to be skiing momentarily. He is probably in a very similar situation, needing essentially the full pass of 39 in this round to advance through to the next round of the competition. But right now we're looking at Thibaut Dayon, a real estate agent by trade, age 30, originally out of Mauritius, but his current home is right here in Orlando, Florida, and loves to kite surf and surf generally. And his personal best, I believe, is about halfway down, 41 off. And there, 5 1/4 is the score needed to advance for our last few competitors. And probably safe to say that those competitors that have already scored 3 at this time, before we actually started this event, there were only 2 people that got 3. There was Freddie Winter and one other person.
All righty, so right now we have Benny Stadelbauer and Cole McCormick on the bubble right now. Anything beyond 3 ball knocks out Cole. Anything beyond 5 ball knocks out Benny.
Yeah.
So here we go. Thibaut coming in 39 off. Here we go. Good look at number 1. Tight line. Little back on 2. He needs a big 3 ball here. Whoa, big 3.
Oh, and he's inside 4. So what does that do?
Inside 4. That's gonna put him in a tie with Cole McCormick from yesterday. So that will not advance into the finals. So we are gonna have Benny Stadelbauer will move into the finals with a 2 at 41 and a backup at 39. So that puts Benny into the finals with 2 at 41.
To join Adam Saddlemeyer, of course, who scored 3 at 10.25 as well. So we're looking for... We got 4 more skiers to go, right?
Correct. We got Corey Vaughn, Will Asher, John Travers, Fred Winter. All these athletes... let's see.
Only two of them are under threat of being eliminated from this stage. The last 2, Freddie Winter and JT, with 3 at 10.25 meters, are all but short of making it.
Correct. They will. Yes, they'll advance with a 3 at 41. It depends on where they'll fall in the seating. What some of these other guys can do, depending on if they can push it beyond 3 ball.
Okay, so we're surmising right now that Benjamin Saddlemeyer and Adam Saddlemeyer are through to the next round of the competition based upon their second round scores and their appropriate backups. But right now, this is Corey Vaughn. This guy, pound for pound, is the most efficient slalom skier out there on the water. He pulls 5.5, the ratio 5.5 to 1 across the slalom course. But before we discuss that too much, this is Wade and there is Will.
Thanks, Tony. We got Will Asher joining us. Now we got 3 finalists. Corey Vaughn, who's out skiing now. You're going to get the same luxury that Corey did, sort of get a free look at it, if you will.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's today's another day, and it's kind of like you got to go out there and see how your legs feel today. This is a free ride, so we kind of get to go play. Can play with just stuff maybe I felt yesterday that I can clean up today and maybe take into the second round later on.
Well, and as one of our coaches, when I was young, same as yours, Mike Ferrara would say, hey, man, just go out there and get another visual look at it, right?
Yeah, if I can get out there and eliminate some things that I'm thinking about, that would be awesome. If I can just get some things off the plate, make it more simple, clean some stuff up, that's kind of the goal. If I don't have to go out next round and think about my gait or what I'm doing into 135, then that'd be awesome.
Yeah, there you go. From the champ, back to you, Tony.
All right, then, back on the mic, so to speak. We've got on the water right now, Corey Vaughn.
All right, Corey coming in 35 off here. I watched him ski yesterday, and I've been watching kind of Corey come on really strong these last couple years. Yesterday he looked a little unsettled, but Corey, you talked about his pound for pound, as strong as he is, always got himself back in the game. He was a little bit slow yesterday, kind of getting a little hitched up on his offside turn, maybe ironing some things out a little bit, getting a little bit more dialed in. So he's got a 2.5 from yesterday. He's going to be through to the finals already. But with that, he wants to seed himself later off, so he knows the score to beat coming into the final. So he's already got a 2.5. He'll be sitting, at worst he could be right now, is the 5th seed. But I know he doesn't want to be one of the first guys off dock. He wants to be coming in one of those last guys off the dock, so he knows the score to beat and he can lay it all on the line.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Corey Vaughn coming to us out of Bumpus in Virginia, probably traveling the best part of 12 hours to get here, I would say.
I'd imagine that's a pretty long trip, but I mean this time of year, starting to get into fall, I bet it's a pretty drive. I've driven up that area a couple times.
It'll be pretty crisp up there skiing, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's why I stay in Florida, Tony. I don't do. If I got to put a wetsuit on, I'm not skiing. It's a little too cold for me. I know a lot of people give me some flack about that, but
please,
I'm a Florida boy. What are you going to do? I'm a Florida boy.
Indeed, indeed. All right, then. So, there's Zach Warden out of Deltona in Florida. Look at Corey Vaughn go out of Bumpus. Look at this, 38 off. But he's balanced. He can recover from that most times, and he does.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking to earlier. That's what you kind of, I don't know if I'd call them nerves or just kind of being a little unsettled on the water. I think we're going to, you just got to be aggressive, keep that ski tip down.
Okay, and just to remind you, good folks, that Corey Vaughn is in the lead in rope tension, so $500 maybe going his way, along with a syndicate slalom rope for his troubles at about 5.5 to 1, 5.5 to 1. So not bad there from Corey Vaughn on that instant replay there from him. That is 11.25 meters, 38 off. There's the rope tension leaderboard, 5.5 to 1, 818 pounds. Now, can you do a quick math in your head and figure out how much Corey Vaughn actually weighs?
Not today, Tony. I'm going to ask.
About 160.
All right,
$160.
$160. All right. But he's got the power. He's got to get settled down, Tony, coming into this next pass. Yesterday, it ate him up a little bit, but he needs to have a good start here. He's got to keep that tip down at 1.
Here he comes.
A good-looking 1, over to 2. Big 2-ball there from Corey. That looks nice. He's got to stay calm. 3. He's in this. He looks good. He's a little down course at 4. He needs an offside turn here. Can he get his ski around 6?
He
does. Takes the hit out the gates, ladies and gentlemen. Full pass 39. He's already through the finals. Let's see what we can do here at 41. See if he can bump himself up a little bit.
And that's what weighing 160 pounds does for you through the exit gate. So with a ton of slack, you you can far easier take that slack off weighing less than you can if you're weighing more like Cole McCormick, who stands at like $195.
Yeah. So that's where, kind of this, weight to power, and, we talked about earlier with CP and leverage, and some of these smaller guys are more compact and fighty, and there's a lot less mass there. So when they do get themselves in trouble, it's a lot easier to recover when you're $160 versus recover when you're 220.
Exactly. There you go. He knew as long as he had grip in his gloves, he would be able to get through that. No worries at all. Whew. There we go. Scott Ellis at the wheel, making his turn around the dockside island, and the boat accelerating up to 58k, 36 miles an hour.
All right, he's already through to the finals, but let's see how far he can push it into this 41 off. Big one ball stretched out to 2.
And it's going to be 2.
2.
And once again, weighing $160 can't help.
Yeah, he's able to hold on to that one. So 2 at 41 there for Corey. He had a 2.5 from yesterday. That's going to, at the moment, put him in between Adam and Benny. So we'll see how this starts to shake out. Now, Will Asher had a 2.5 yesterday. Corey goes out there and throws a 2 down. They're already in the finals, but now this is for seeding purposes, Tony. And if he can get anything beyond 2, that would rank him.
Oh, that's brutal. I don't care who you are.
He's got one more round. If you go pop some Advil real quick, Corey, and get ready for round number 3.
Pop in the Ville. There you go. I tell you. Anyway, looking at this instant replay, and just at the end, just there, tries to slow everything down. Ugh. I cringe at that. Anyway, let's go back. Let's go over to the dock, and Wade is with JT.
Tony on the dock here with lake owner, tournament director, pro skier, father, all the above. But hey, you get sort of a free ride now. You already advanced to the finals, right?
Yeah, it feels kind of nice. Yesterday went really well for me. I skied really well. Hopefully I can just go out there and get another good start, get a good rhythm, and just kind of push that momentum into the next round and see where we can go from there.
And maybe those of you at home never been in this situation. Normally, man, like yesterday, your stress level for the qualifying round is so high. And then you get to go in the finals later, and then you're all loose and sort of relaxed. But you get to go have a free go in your dad's lake, right?
Totally. It's going to be fun just to feel Scott out, feel out this little bit of texture on the water. We've been skiing here for 2 weeks and pretty crazy winds from all the hurricanes. So it's just a good practice set for me to get ready for this afternoon.
Yeah, we just talked about that with Will. It never hurts to get some more visuals from each end, right?
Totally. And we have 2 jump courses on this lake. Obviously, you see the jumps, so I've taken a lot of buoys out that you see in your peripheral when you're skiing. So that kind of was different yesterday too, not having any buoys out there other than the 26 that we use for slalom. So, well, we're just gonna go out there and have fun.
Hey, back to you, Tony.
All right, then, back with the action on top of the water. Thanks a lot there, Wade. Skiwithwade.com is the place to go online to find out more about him and his clinics. Here we go. This is Will Asher. This is 32 off, 13-meter start. Looking strong out there. Oh, a little bit narrow there for number 4, but he's cool.
Yeah, he's not stressed about it.
No, he ain't. There we go. Will Asher. 2-time world slalom champion, many-time Masters slalom champion. It's pretty much been there, seen it, and done it. And was on an absolute tear last season with quite a few pro title wins.
And Will, we talked about it earlier. He's been with HO for at least the last decade, if not 2 decades. He's been there a while.
Well, basically, he's been on HO since the season after he first medaled in the World Championships, which was 2003.
So it's been a hot minute, 17 years later. And so Will's been involved and innovative, working with people like Wade and now bringing in some of these other guys like JT and Benny, now CP.
And his missus is watching too.
There we go.
There we go.
So we, these guys are technicians and so innovative when it comes to designing these skis. And they got HO has surrounded themselves with some really talented athletes, diverse styles, and making some of the best skis on the market.
Now, this is a rare occurrence, actually seeing Nicole on the same ski site as Will Asher, because, I mean, she's studying to become like a doctor or something like that, and has to spend a lot of time away in the South Florida area. But here we go. This is Will Asher. Come on. This is at 35 off. On the blue loop. And looking strong out there. Looking very, very impressive. Easy.
All right. Good looking pass for Will there. And Will, I had the opportunity to kind of ski with him on and off. He's been skiing out here at Sunset Lakes quite often, him and JT. And it's always fun to come out here and drive the boys through a couple sets. And the guy, he's always laser focused when it comes to a slalom set. Fun around the dock, hanging out, but then, 15 minutes before ski set time, it gets dialed in, lasered in. And mentally, I would say probably one of the strongest mental slalom skiers out there. Doesn't let anything get under his skin. Someone go out there and, throw down run 41, and it doesn't change his game plan, doesn't change his attack on the slalom course. He goes out there and he throws down every time, and mentally that's tough to do, but he's been in this game for a long time, Tony.
And I spoke to him recently over at the pro tournament over at Trophy Lakes, and I asked him about his tournament wins and all that kind of stuff, and what really motivates him. And it's not so much the tournament wins these days as much as they used to. It's just being able to actually feel like he's improving and getting better. Really good work with the Syndicate brand by Hato as well. So that is what keeps him on top of the water.
Yeah, absolutely. He's at the age and the spot in his career where it's really Will versus himself, and of course the competition. He loves to win, he hates to lose, but as long as, like you said, Tony, if he's out there and he feels like he's still continuing to become a better slalom skier, then he's accomplishing his goals and pushing as far as he can. And there we go, 38. It's nothing. I'm jealous, Tony, because
so am I.
I've run 38 a handful of times, and mine, well, doesn't look like that, that's for sure.
No, they don't. And such a great release off that second wake as well. That is where the majority of the power comes from. It's just loading up here, getting stacked up. Then there's that release. That ski is still running wide. It's still got plenty of speed. It's got plenty of water speed under his foot. That ski doesn't slow down a lot, when he's out there making the turns, and that ensures that there is enough base, enough water speed for him to allow that ski to fully rotate round and go to the races afterwards.
Yeah, correct. I mean, Will's probably one of the fastest skiers in the slalom course. You don't see a lot of this big turn, shock put out. You'll see it a lot on his offside turn. He keeps the speed generated all the way through that offside turn and into the second wake. Now his onside, when he needs to turn it on, he's probably got the biggest 2.4 out there, and he doesn't need to, but if he gets himself in trouble, he makes it up on 2-ball and he makes it up on 4-ball. And so here we go, 39. He's already in the finals, but we've touched on it. He wants to seat himself a little bit later in the pack tomorrow, so he's got to get through this. He ran a beautiful 39 yesterday.
Round buoy 1, nicely done. Number 2. Little dip on 3, but managing to recover well. And once again, 39 and a half off. Are you kidding me?
We might want to check. I don't think they shortened that rope, Tony, because that looked too easy. That looked too easy. He had a little bobble there at 4-ball, but you said you got kind of choked up and bent over at the waist on 3-ball, but that's almost essentially his style. He kind of brings that handle back into his hips, and then as soon as that line comes tight, he's already back in his power position. Here's that replay there.
What a lot of slalom skiers out there achieve once in a blue moon, he actually achieves it every single day, every single pass. I mean, just look at him roll from one side of the course to the next. There is Nicole pacing up and down there as well as in the water, getting ready for his attempt at 41 off. But I mean, there's that beautiful shot there from the water cam. And they're just stacking up their back forwards, hips forwards, just slings that ski out there.
All right.
And I tell you what, we're getting comments aplenty. Robert Pagosi, what formats are you using to make the finals? Well, basically, it's top 6 out of a 2-round set.
Correct.
Yeah.
So top 6
Top
going
3 for
through
women.
right now. Who are in our finals? We have Benny with a 2 at 41, Corey 2.5, and Adam with a 3. And then we have Will Asher coming in 41 off. He's already into the finals. Let's see how high he could push that rank.
Uncle Mike is watching this right now with number
slow.
1. Round number 2. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, my word. 3.5. That's
Wow.
our top score of the weekend so far.
Big score. We have to go back to that replay. I think he got his ski around 4. It looked, but we'll check it on the replay. Tony, he got a little hitched out of 1, and I told you when he doesn't get that great 1, I said watch for 2 ball, and you saw how big that 2 ball was. Got himself back in the game. Early to 3, and then not a great 3, but he still was able to get himself a piece of 4 ball, moving himself solely into the lead right now going into the finals.
All right, so looking here, and he took a rather unusual tumble around 3 yesterday, like gotten broken over and like completely pulled out the front, and not so much today, but he gets a piece of 4 at least, and he is in the lead. He's through to the finals. I mean, yeah.
All right, so that's going to put him. He could do no worse in 3rd seed going into tomorrow's finals.
No.
He's got a 3.5 with a backup of a 2.5. So that puts him ahead of Corey with that 2.5. We got Adam Settlemeyer at a 3 and Benny at a 2.
All right, let's check in with Wade and with Freddie.
Thanks, guys. I'm on the dock here with Freddie Winter, our defending champ. But same as these last couple of guys, a little bit different scenario where you get to sort of go out and freelance, just sort of have a free look, if you will.
Yeah, we're going to have a look at it. I've just found out that we're not starting at 12 or 35 for the final, so we can literally do a full dry run. Will's obviously just gone out and skied really well. He had a great 1. It's hard to see from here, but it's obviously skiing well, so let's see how we go, I guess.
Yeah, no, hey, we're going to see Fred and Will, and JT's up now. Finals will be coming up soon. You guys stay tuned. Thanks.
All right, Jonathan Travers is our next competitor to take to the water. Thanks a lot there, Wade, and for those fine words there from Freddie Winter. But it's Jonathan Travers right now. Behind that towboat, the Nautique, the 6.2-liter engine, 450 horsepower, 465 foot-pounds of torque. Yes. There you go.
All right. Nice little warm-up here for JT, 32 off. Everything kind of looks in JT's favor. It is his home site.
Yeah.
He's behind a Nautique boat. He's been with Nautique for the last 10 years. He's riding an HO ski. He's been a part of developing for the last 10 years. So kind of everything points in his favor, but I do want to touch on JT's been busting his butt to kind of make this tournament happen. And I've been in that same position where, sometimes it's tough to be able to run an event and coordinate all this and be able to focus on your skiing as well. So JT kind of balancing act out here, trying to host a tournament, get everything set up for the last couple months, and then go out there and ski. And yesterday, he handled it very well. He went out there, put a big score up at 3 at 41. He's was tied for the lead going in. Will Asher just eclipsed that.
Yeah.
So he could be no worse than the top 3 seeds, but I know JT also likes to be off towards the end of the running order, know the score to beat. So let's see what he's got. Nice little 32. No big deal. Let's see what he's got for us coming in these later passes.
All right, then. Let's continue to roll right along. Jonathan Travers went in on 30 meters or 32 off. Looking pretty good. Still more comments are coming in. Keep them coming in, guys. Jeremy Newby, Ricky, thanks a lot for your feedback. Matt Brown, Scott Chipman, Mike Hazelwood, MBE. Thanks a lot for your comments. Scott Chipman, is Will on the new Syndicate Pro? Yes, he is. That answers that question. And also from Scott Chipman, where do you find the running orders? Well, you can find it on the Instagram for Travers Grand Prix. There we go. That is a 35 off. Makes it look really, really simple, really simplistic there.
JT, always a extremely fun skier to watch. You never really can count him out of anything. Little throwback, this guy used to wear a neck collar. He'd take the biggest hits I've ever seen. Remember that?
Cattle collar, yeah.
Yeah, so he had that guy on. He's settled it down a little bit.
Yeah.
In his older age, I think he kind of was forced to. But always fun to watch, and he takes some big hits, and a very powerful skier, known for having those huge 1-3-5s and getting himself back in the game when he needs to, being a lefty like that.
All right, just looking at this once again, and getting ready. JT in the water. Get jacked. You're right about that.
Absolutely. So JT's got his boat crew in there. He's got his good Nautique athlete teammate, Scott Ellis, behind the wheel. Longtime boat driver Les Todd sitting in there as our boat judge today. So he's got a familiar face in there. It's his home site. He knows this like the back of his hand. 38 off, a little bit slow out of 2. Big 3, back in the game. And there's the 4 ball we want to see. 5, over to 6. And Tony, I'll touch on it a little bit. I've been watching JT ski, and he's always had a great 1-3-5. Always has. And 2-4 has always kind of plagued him a little bit, so to speak. And I know he's really kind of gone back to the drawing board, really trying to learn that 2-4, not blow that fin out, not overturn it. We saw him a little bit slow there on 2 ball. Over to 4 ball, kept his speed all the way through the turn, a nice 4 ball. But you can't afford to do that at 39 off. He's got to get that ski coming around on 2-4 a little bit quicker, a little bit faster, and then keep that 1-3-5 in the same game. And when he does that, John puts himself, that's when he puts himself on top of podiums, is when he can get that dialed in. So a little bit better there at 4. Let's see what he's got for us coming back at 39.
All right, so far as him possibly making it through to the next round, he scored 3 in the previous round, so that alone is enough to see JT go through to the next round. Is that correct in your mind?
Get you a little taste.
I think there is a break.
Sorry, bro. It's all good, man. Good job. Still beat your average, so that's all that matters.
So, we're just trying to get a provisional list of skiers possibly through to the next round of the competition, as we see Jonathan Travers.
All right, here he comes, 39 off. All right, 1 ball. He's got to get some good speed here on 2. He does. That's the 2 ball I'm talking about. Nice 3. Can he stay patient here at 4? A little bit slow. Needs to get a good turn at 5.
That's it.
He'll get over to 6.
That's it. Easy
there
money.
There it was. That's the one we wanted to see. And 2, he had a beautiful 2 ball there, set himself up, nice 3, and a little bit of a safety check there at 4, but I think he knew he was in the game. He was ahead of schedule, so to speak, coming down the course. Took a nice easy 5. That's his onside turn. Got the ski around 6. Nice looking 39 off for John Travers. I've seen him run way worse, so I know he's happy to get that. Now coming in here, he's already got a 3. He could do no worse than finish outside the top 3 seeding going into the finals. But Will just went out there and threw a 3.5. He's tied with Freddie, who's got a 3 from yesterday as well. So if he can get himself out there and get a piece of 4 ball, which he was just inside yesterday, he would be able to move into the top seeded position. Regardless, he's going to be top 3. But I know he's going to want to attack this. This is almost a, I don't want to say a warm-up 41, but this is kind of a warm-up 41 going into the finals. How hard can he push it here at 41 to be able to set himself out to take home the gold later this afternoon?
All right, so getting a lot of comments here for JT. He seems to be a fan favorite here on the comments on YouTube. Let's have a look and see what JT can do. Jonathan Travers, entrance, buoy 1.
Nice, number 1.
Oh, stalled out on number 2. He will not be particularly pleased about that. But, upon reflection, he's through to the next round of the competition with 2... with at least 2 scores at 41 off. So he has a 3 and a 2.
Correct. So that'll put him just behind Will. Will moving in to the number 2, no worse than the second seeded position going into tomorrow.
And then after Will, then after JT, it's Corey Vaughn, yeah?
Yeah, and JT come back to his 41 replay here. Really a nice one. Gets that ski back on angle. I'm trying to see what happened here at 2-ball. I feel like he came off the handle a little bit too soon. When you do that, that ski tends to lose its outward direction. And when it did that, it slowed down on him a little too much. And we saw at 2-ball that we had talked about that.
Yeah.
It's been a little slow for him. And unfortunately, just not quite able to get that ski back under his feet with the speed he needed to get over to 3. So now he knows what he needs to do going into the finals. He knows he's got to be more aggressive out of that 2-ball. We can't stand there and wait for it. We got to attack.
Yes, indeed. That's that old line from, what was it, the Avengers? There's only one plan of attack. Attack.
There you go.
All right, so Freddie Winter is our last skier to go. He is another one of those skiers who knows that he has done enough in round number 1 to make it through to the next round of the competition with 3 at 10.25 meters. It's his backup score, which he will try and produce now, that will improve or decrease his seeding.
Of course. So as we have it unofficially, here's your current final standings. You have Will Asher with a 3.5 at 41. You have John Travers, 3 at 41. Adam Settlemeyer, 3 at 41. Corey Vaughn, 2.5 at 41. And then Benny, 2 at 41. So your bottom 3 will be Adam, Corey, Benny. Now, there can be some shaking up at the top still with these boys who got 3 yesterday and Will got 3.5 today.
Yeah. Here comes Freddie Winter. 32 off. Certainly looks pretty smooth at this early stage in the game at 32 off, but once you get past 38 and into 39, things start getting a little bit sideways. We'll see if Freddie is equal to the task.
Yep. Couple comments coming in here. Suzanne, yeah, Freddie's our last off of Dockey's top seed coming in from yesterday's round. Yes, that is Mr. Rocketman Ellis behind the wheel. You are correct in seeing that. Great to see him there too. And then going back to Shannon, is Freddie growing out his gorgeous locks, or is it pandemic hair? I don't know. I don't know what he does.
All right, then we've got a Brit out there on the water, and we've got a Brit out here with the microphone. If you could be so kind. There we go. Will Asher. Once again, we meet again.
How was my one buoy today? Did I clean it up for you?
Oh yeah, you cleaned it up.
I slept on it last night, Tony, and all I was ringing through my head was what you told me yesterday. We got it going.
You're so facetious. All right. All right, we're going to rack the replay on Will and take a look at this approach.
You want to watch Freddie's?
Yeah, we'll take a look at Freddie's replay in just a moment, but let's have a look at Will Asher's 41 off attempt here. Yeah, that was better. Yeah, I think so at least. I don't know how you feel about that, Will, but you got past 3. But there you go, nicely done. And kind of what happened there a little bit.
I don't know. I think it's part of it's a free round and the score doesn't really matter. That might be part of it. I'd hope if I in a tournament I'd maybe knuckle down a bit more and put a bit more spice into 4 and just finish the turn a little bit quicker and keep the pass going. Today it was really just about wanting to feel the gate 1, 2 and the progression out to 3.
All right then.
Freddie's looking clean these days, isn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely. Except when it comes down to the real line length shortenings, and then he'll throw everything in the kitchen sink.
But, he's a guy that knows how to put it down. He has so much experience now at that pass that from one day to the next, you can't really judge him on yesterday's. Yeah, I mean, even though he skied phenomenally, today he looked like he was going to go downtown yesterday. He really should have ran it. What do you think? 1, 2.
Probably one of the cleanest starts I've seen at 41 from Freddie, and he set himself up, really great in that course and got bobbled up at 3. coming back at 38. And I know you touched on it for a second there. We mentioned that, this is almost essentially a free round for you. We're already through the finals, and, being a jumper, if I'm already through the finals and maybe I punch my ticket on jump 1 or jump 2, I usually take jump 3, and I try to go later in the course. How aggressive can I take it for finals? Was that kind of your approach going in the 41 day? Like, there's no loss there. Why safety check,
Yeah.
Am I going to attack today and see how far I can push this for the finals?
I mean, that's it, because you get to the final, your adrenaline's going to be spiked just a little bit more. I know whether I like it or not, I'm probably going to go a little bit harder on the gates. I'm going to load more than I want to. So today I'm just like, okay, just kind of drop that shoulder more than you think you should. So go to an 11, go to a 12, go beyond the point you think you're going to be able to go into like a pressure situation, just see what happens. Like, am I going to be able to control the swing that it gives me? Am I going to be able to still get rotated?
All right, then, and we're taking a look at the tail end of Freddie Winter's 11.25 meter pass. Let's have a quick look at the leaderboard. We'll throw that up. There you go. With 3.5, you're in the lead ahead of Adam Saddlemeyer, who's got some great scores, tied with JT, tied with Freddie Winter at this time. Then you got Corey Vaughan and Benjamin Stadelbauer. Those are the 6 going through to the next round of the competition.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a prediction that Freddie, like for our Malibu Open, I'd say he's done some serious work the last couple of weeks. Like he didn't feel comfortable. He didn't look like he felt comfortable all weekend, but I'd say today and yesterday he looked a lot more comfortable on the ski.
All right then.
I watched him yesterday, and he looked super solid, and we're seeing it here at 39 off. A little bit bent out of shape at 3 ball there. Ski's a little slow at 4. He's got 5. He's got 6. He's still early for 6. I mean, it speaks to his power behind the boat. When he does maybe get a little bobbled up, he's able to get back down, get the ski loaded, and get to the other side of the wake so quickly and make up for lost ground.
Yeah, you can see that his body is not having to over-rotate with his upper body at the finish of the buoy. You can feel through his feet that the ski's starting to rotate, it's starting to come under the line, starting to accelerate. So he's just waiting. He's got a little bit of deadline sometimes. He'll clean that up. That's just him going play by play, buoy by buoy. So, okay, I'll come a little bit further forward this time. I'll try a little bit further back. And then, so he's doing what I'm doing on that set. He's just trying to find that sweet spot. He'll take that into the bank next round, and you'll see something big.
Okay, well, I'll ask you one more question before you leave, because you are out in the sun and you're slowly getting baked a little
Vitamin D.
Yeah, give you a little bit more of a tan. But I mean, I noticed that Nicole was watching you. It's been there haven't been all that many occasions that I've seen you and Nicole actually on the same site. So what's it like for you to actually have her here, kind of watching you?
I had to show off to my wife. Had to make her feel good about her husband.
Yeah,
that's amazing feeling. Just always, nothing beats that, having the person you love right there with you.
All right, then we'll continue on. We've got 41 offer for Freddie Winter. Looking in go round number 1. A little bit of a stall there. Round buoy number 2. Look at this. Could this be the one?
Round 3 heading to 4.
Ouch.
Woo. Freddie's my hero.
He might as well just hop in for a ride.
He's putting you jumpers to shame. Like I'm gonna put him down as like the most committed slalom skier in the history of slalom skiing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's phenomenal. I mean, everyone wants to watch.
What did they score that? Did you say?
I believe I heard a 3.5 come over the radio. We'll watch here back on the replay. Look how big this 2 ball is he takes.
Yeah. He really got the line. He came tight and he got a nice sling out to 3.
And he ties a certain Mr. Asher. Ooh, there we go.
Yeah.
Just flicks that ski out.
All right.
I think we kind of had the same 3 there,
Yeah. Both you guys kind of look good. Both nice, powerful 2s. And then at the very finish, just got a little bit broken. That upper body got a little bit too far in front of the tip of the ski. That ski got a little bit too slow, and that happens at 41. It's so difficult to make up for that lost ground.
Except you weren't close enough to have a look at the prop.
No. I mean, he's a bigger man than I am. Yeah, great pull out to 3. Great tight line. Yeah, it's a little...
Ooh. All right, we're going to...
Hey, Freddie. Give him a high five.
Hello.
Oh, see the handle started
Yeah,
flip?
exactly. Started to wrap around his wrist, and thankfully...
Yeah. That's kind of the reason they changed the rule that you can't ski at the back of the boat and get the full credit.
Yeah.
Because some stuff would happen.
All right, then, let's take a quick
that.
look at the leaderboard here.
Thanks, guys.
There we go. Will, Freddie, Adam, Jonathan, Corey, and Benjamin. Those are the six.
All right. So there's our 6 going into the finals now. They're not getting order that we'll see going into the finals. Our top seed tomorrow is going to be Freddie Winter. They both have that 3.5 at 41. Freddie's got the backup score of 3 over Will's 2.5. So the order for tomorrow will be Freddie 3.5 at 41, Will Asher 3.5 at 41. Then it'll be John Travers with a 3 at 41. Adam Settlemeyer with a 3 at 41, Corey Vaughn with a 2.5 at 41, and then Benny with 2 at 41. So we only have 1.5 buoys separating our top 6 going into the finals.
All right then, and thanks once again to Zach Warden, and we're gonna take a little bit of a break and chow down on some lunch that's being provided to us by Jimmy John's. They are freaky fast. Yes, indeed. I've got myself an Italian. He's got himself some ham and cheese. We're going to chow down on some lunch, and we're going to take a break. So why don't you?
It's been a pleasure, Tony. Later.
Water skiing is fun. Being cold and trying to water ski, however, can be miserable. So for all of you die-hard early and late season skiers out there, let us introduce you to your new friend, the all-new line of Syndicate DryFlex wetsuits. The goal was simple: design high-quality, long-lasting wetsuits specifically for water skiing without compromising feel and mobility. The water-repellent and quick-drying 1.5mm high-stretch neoprene provides the elasticity you want with the warmth you need. All wetsuits are constructed with glued, blind-stitched seams as well as water seal locks on wrist and leg openings to keep you semi-dry during use. We are proud to be able to offer you another tool to keep you on the water longer and moving closer toward your goals. So before the cold water season hits, be sure to get your hands on one of these, the all-new line of Syndicate DryFlex wetsuits.